We didn't ask for it. We didn't even want it. But do not fret. We got it. That's right, guys. It's Chris with Platinum Reviews, and I have the newest review for Kamiwaza Way of the Thief. This is a remaster of a PS2 game, and I got a funny anecdote about that here in a little bit. But oh gosh, buckle up your seatbelts and let's jump into this game. In Kamiwaza, you play as Ibizo or Abizo. I don't know how to say his name. He's a noble thief, which means he takes from the rich and gives to the needy like old Japanese Robin Hood. But he's part of a thieving gang. The gang is supposed to be good, but one faithful night, while he's out there stealing and jabbing up and down the streets, he sees people in his gang start to murder people. Now, when this happens, there's also a little girl. He takes the little girl and starts pretty much being the little girl's dad, and gives up thieveringing for good. Well, you would think for good. Like most stories, the little kid gets sick, and he says, "Well, shit, we're gonna rob some people." And that's where the story begins. Now, I will say I did find this interesting at first. I was like, oh, okay, there's might be a decent story. But as time progressed, the story was not there. It felt like I was just running around aimlessly. I wasn't a big fan of the story other than early on. Now, remember when I said I had a funny antidote? I don't really know if it would be considered an antidote, but when I was playing this game, I was like, wow, this is an ugly son of a bitch. And yeah, it really is. And I'm not one of the people that counts off of graphics or anything like that, but holy heck, this game is ugly. The character models just look creepy and oh, I don't even know how to. You'll see. And just everything looks really, really bad. Every building looks exactly the same. The arms on people are, I guess it's supposed to be here, but it looks like burned, like their arms are burnt on every single character. So while I was playing this, I was like, this looks like a PS2 game. This, like, graphically, this is PS2 written all over it. Turns out it's a PlayStation 2 remaster. The game never left Japan, so this is a Western release for it for the first time. And I have to say, I don't know why they did it. I don't think anybody asked for this game. I don't think it was on anybody's radar, but they said, oh, you're going to get this game. So, yeah, here we are. Now, as far as gameplay, there's a lot of little details that I need to discuss with gameplay. Early on, I really, really enjoyed the gameplay, but as the game progressed, it got very, very repetitive. So we'll kind of try to touch base on a lot of the little details to kind of give a glimpse of what you do. To start off, like I said, you're a thief, and if you've ever played any of the Katamari games where you're rolling up stuff into your ball, making your ball bigger, think of that, but on your back. You have a knapsack, pouch, whatever, and as you punch things to collect it, your pouch gets bigger. Now, one thing I do like about this is after a certain point, if that knapsack on your back gets too big, you start getting noticed. So even if you don't have a wanted level, then if that gets too big, they're going to be like, hey, what's in that bag? So I kind of like that a lot. I thought that was a really cool feature in there. When you go to turn in stuff, and the game's weird. When you go to turn in stuff, you can drop it in a box or you kick it. If you kick it, you get style points. Now, style points is another feature in the game. Style points allow you to get licenses, which can be completed to unlock abilities, or not really abilities, but like plus 10% health, stuff like that. These licenses, you also have moves and skills that you can get with the style points as well. Now, to get style points, you have to complete combos. So hide from an enemy, like roll past them, and the more enemies you roll past, the bigger the times meter is, and then or the base meter, and then the more stuff that you collect during that base, you have like a certain time window. During that time, the higher your amount of style points that you're going to be getting. So as soon as you dodge one person, it'll be like 100. You dodge a second person, it'll be 300, and it'll say times one. If I go to collect 10 items, it's 300 times 10, for example. So those style points can be turned in and upgrade your character and get new moves and whatnot. Now you also have a disguise. The disguise is another really cool feature that I like. There is multiple different disguises to pick from, and they take a little while to put on, so you can't just like take it on, put it off, take it on, put it off. Those that's words are hard today, but you can't just do that right off the bat. You have to like kind of walk to the side. You don't want to be noticed. Now, if you don't have a disguise on and you start stealing, people are going to start noticing and you're going to increase your wanted level. So you do want a disguise. As you get attacked, though, that disguise gets damaged and potentially gets broken. Only way to fix this is to go back home and fix your disguise, equip a new one. Now, the issue with that is whenever you have your wanted level, there's a lot to this game. When you have your wanted level to a certain point, you actually cannot go back home. As soon as you go back home, you will be arrested and it'll be game over if your wanted level is really high. So it's a lot of little details in this game, and I really, really do like that. Now, are you ready for some more gripes? Because I have some. The music in the game is hideous. I left it for 2 hours. On hour three, I was just singing along, making fun of it. And by hour four, I went into the menu and I turned down the music in the game all the way so I didn't have to hear it anymore. So, oh gosh, it's bad. Also, the mission layouts. Now, the missions are very, very repetitive. You end up doing the same things over and over again, as in somebody's like, hey, I lost my wallet. And you go to the location, find the wallet, and bring it back. Then you find another mission. Hey, I lost my wallet. And you go to that location and bring it back. They're very, very similar. And like I said, early on, I enjoyed it. But as the time progressed, the game just got way too repetitive and kind of disappointing. Now, I would give Kamiwaza The Way of the Thief a 5 out of 10. It's a weird one for sure, and it's also weird because I've never heard of this game, and for a good reason. I don't think this is a very fun game. I feel like back on the PS2, this might have been a good game, but it has not aged very well, unfortunately. So, 5 out of 10. Now, if you guys have any questions about the game, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any questions about the trophies, I cannot see the trophies list because the game hasn't released yet, but I do know how to get a few of them, so let me know if you have any questions. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, means a lot to me. Thank you all so much. This has been Chris with Platinum Reviews, and as always, keep getting those trophies.